Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to build a Lego Singapore Merlion. The Merlion is a creature half lion and half fish, which is symbol of the city-state of Singapore. Of course now we have a lot of travel restrictions, but I highly recommend you to go and visit Singapore, where you will be able to see, as well as many things, the beautiful Merlion landmark, which is situated in front of Marina Bay, in front of the famous Hotel Marina Bay Sands. Let's start with the build. This is how I create the base of this build, which is very simple. It's a 16 by 16 base plate, one of the old ones. I create a basic structure, and then on top with a big plate, on top of which I added all the different details. Nothing technical here, nothing very difficult. I just filled up everything and added a few more details to then accommodate in the best possible way the main build. I created this build today as part of a contest, a local contest here in Singapore, which required to create our own version of the Merlion. So far I haven't been very lucky with the Lego contest in general, local contest or on Lego ideas, but I will keep trying, and it's always a lot of fun creating these builds. As you see here, I added a little bit more details. The choice of colors sometimes is on purpose, sometimes it's just because I had to find a better solution within my parts inventory, which if you follow me you should know that I don't have a huge part inventory like many builders, especially on YouTube, but it's a good start and I need to make the best use of what I have. This is actually the base where the Merlion will sit, and then I added a few more details on the side, tiled it up a little bit. I added also a little bit of space to add a minifigure with a jumper plate so that I can put a minifigure on later. I also decided to add some Lego chains to let's create a sort of restricted area so that the visitors, the tourists, don't go too close to this landmark. A very simple build here as well, nothing very technical, nothing very difficult. And as you see here, I started to add some detail in tan, which will be actually the main color of the build, even if actually the original one in Marina Bay is completely white. But on one side I didn't want to use too many white because I'm running out of it, and also I wanted to try something different compared to the build that I usually build, which often have a lot of white. The internal structure is pretty simple. I use those modified bricks with studs on 4 sides. Once all the parts are together, then it will become pretty solid, but along the way it can be very flimsy. Of course it could be much more solid, just filling up all the gaps in between these modified bricks, but I didn't want to use too many parts, so I had to be a little bit careful, especially with this front part, because the top 10 modified bricks are not very well connected. So I have to be very careful, but once all the 4 sides are connected, then the structure is pretty solid, because the plates help to keep everything together. Not much texture here, just a few plates. Now the shape looks a little bit like some boots, like some big shoes, but you will see later why the shape is like this. This creature, this statue, actually have a head of a lion and the tail, the fin of a fish. So here at the bottom is gonna come up again on a little bit smaller size. Again, here I use some of these modified bricks, in this case with studs on two sides. Okay, now it's time to move on to the most fun part to build actually for me, which was the head of this Merlion. The main structure is pretty simple, mainly with bricks, modified bricks and curved slopes. Here is the first part of the face of the lion. Again, here we have a lot of modified bricks in many different positions. Some I use here with the eyes, which actually come from the Brickhead series. And I also added some more modified bricks at the bottom there, so that we can have a little bit of extra detail. This build completed with the front of the nose. I'm not sure if it's called nose for animals as well. This part is connected to the main structure that I show you just now. Let's put everything together and then let's move on to the rest. So far you already started to get some sort of expression, but it's not the best yet. Here we have the ears of the lion. Unfortunately, I don't have that modified plate in 10, so I had to use that yellowish one, but I think it still fit its purpose. Another modified brick here to connect the bottom part of the mouth. There is no functionality here, but this is made only for display, so that works just fine. And a little bit more details has been added to the side to complete the face, which I'm very, very happy about. Now it's time to complete the rest of the build. As I told you, the original build is completely white. Here I decided to went for the body and the face in 10, and then to be very, very colorful with the rest of the details. There we go. The colors I choose are based on my inventory, so in this case I have yellow, green, red and orange. Same pattern on both sides. And now this head is gonna connect with the main body very easily with those white bricks at the bottom, and it's gonna connect straight there. And as you can see, everything fits in just nice and smooth. Now the only thing that we need to do to complete this part is to finish off the back. Again, different colors, in this case red and yellow, to complete the pattern and close all the gaps. Now we only need one last part to complete this, which is the fish part. So let's say the fin, the tail of this creature. The combination here, since is more a watery part, is color combination is blue and green. A few plates, a few of these green parts, and everything connect with a bracket at the base over there on the smaller part. There we go. Now we're gonna take this whole structure and connect it all together to the base that we created earlier. It's gonna fit there in between those two blue slopes and connect to the studs, the white studs over there. One more little detail that I added, as I told you before, is one minifigure ready to take a picture of this landmark in Singapore. I hope you guys enjoy this build, even if you might not know this landmark from Singapore. If you haven't visited, I highly recommend you to do it as soon as it's possible again. And please remember to like and subscribe on my channel. Thank you.